Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For those men that do watch my channel, good afternoon to you. So I'm just going to do this little quick pre-record video. And this video is going to be about the white man's preference when it comes to the dating black women. You know, black men are the only group of men that can have their preference. They can like the lighter skinned women. They can like the biracial women. They can go for the Latinos. They can date the Hispanic women and everybody else. Black men are entitled. They can have their preference. But black women, we cannot have our preference. Now, for the black women who do not have a problem dating interracial, when you tell the black community or you tell the black male, hey, you're just not my preference, I don't have anything against you, it's not really about you being dark skinned, it really doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just that I prefer non-black men. Okay, some women they prefer Asian men, and some of them prefer Hispanic men, Middle Eastern men, and then there's a lot of black women that do prefer white men. But when black women state that they got a preference, that they don't really have anything against black men, that it's not really about their skin tone of them being dark skinned or light skinned. Black men, they will justify having a preference, but they don't give you the same chance. They don't give you the same energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like when the black males say, hey, I prefer light skinned women, I prefer biracial women, or I prefer white women. You know, you don't get that type of pushback from the black male collective. They don't push back against that black man who has a preference that's not a black woman. But when it comes to black women, we get attacked for having a preference. We get attacked. You know, black men will tell you you're black, your daddy black, you're black, white people won't accept you, you're going to still have to deal with racism. The white man sees you as a fetish. He's not going to marry you. He don't really want you. He just want to have sex with you and play with you and have his fun. And he doesn't want to commit to you because there's no way a white man or a non-black man could ever find the black woman attractive or want to be in a long-term relationship or married to the black woman. And of course, yeah, he doesn't want to have children with you because he doesn't want his children to be black. That's what we get. We get this all the time. We get this all the time. We can't have a preference. We got to be like, they'll call us colorists and they'll say, oh, you don't like dark skinned men. That's why you're chasing after white men. You're searching for a white Jesus on earth. And the truth of the matter is, you're going to like what you like. A lot of times it doesn't have anything to do with like the skin complexion. It has to do with the character and the personality and how they treat you. That's basically what it has to do with. I know when it comes from black women, that's how we feel. Now, when it comes to black men, I believe it's something totally different a lot of times. But, you know, I don't have a problem with black men having a preference. I don't have a problem with that because me being dark skinned, if I'm not your preference, that's fine. There's somebody for me. There's somebody that likes dark skinned women. Okay? And there's a lot of white men and a lot of non-black men that do prefer the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Not saying that they don't date all black women because they do. They do prefer all black women, but it's like when the white man gets with a dark skinned black woman, it's such a problem. It's always about, oh, he don't really like those dark skinned women. He's just fetishizing them. Oh, let's go back to slavery. They did this to black people. They divided the light skinned black people from the dark skinned black people. But the truth of the matter is, when we came to America, a majority of us were dark skinned. We were from Africa, okay? Now, I do believe there were some black people that were already here, that already made the trip over from Africa. But most of the Africans were dark skinned, especially the Africans that came from West Africa. And that's where most of us come from. We're like Black Americans are like a combination of different African countries, because Africa is a continent. They have numerous countries in there. So Black Americans, we're mixed up with numerous African countries. Some of us have white in us. Some of us may have American Indian in us. But yeah, we're pretty much mixed up. And if you want to be kind of honest, we don't look biracial, but we're kind of mixed up with different things. So technically, Black Americans are kind of like biracial. I've heard Africans say that Black Americans are like biracial to them. They're not the true African. They're not, truly black. But in America, you could be dark skinned, but you could be mixed up with different things. You know what I'm saying? In America, if you're pretty much 75% black, you're pretty much black here. Okay. So I don't know why black people have these problems when it comes to this colorism thing. Because they know in America, we're all different skin tones. Like, we're all different skin tones in America throughout our American families, Black American families. So I don't understand why we have to be beefing with each other, especially when it comes to black women. I don't understand why dark-skinned black women got to beef with light-skinned black women, and light-skinned black women got to beef with dark-skinned black women. I don't get it. At the end of the day, we're still black women. And it's just petty to be going back and forth arguing with each other over something we can't change. Like, we can't change our skin tone. You can't help what skin complexion you come out. Okay, you just can't help that. So it's so petty to be beefing with actual black women because they're lighter skin tone. It just doesn't make any sense. And the same thing goes for biracial women and light skinned women. Some of them got a beef with dark skinned women. I think on YouTube is like a new sector of YouTube. I mean, it's the black sector, but a new sector in the black sector. I think they call themselves the Golden Sphere. So the Golden Sphere is made up of biracial people, exoticals, or whatever, however they classify it, multiracial people. I don't know if light-skinned black women is included with their group. But I'm just recently hearing about this, okay? So I understand why they made their group. They felt like dark-skinned women were picking on them, or black people were picking on them, talking trash about biracials or whatever. But those black people that do a lot of that, those are people still connected to the black community. A lot of times those are pick-me's and mammies, and those are black males that are colorists, and they can't just be, state their preference. They gotta add other shit into it. Like, they gotta say, well, I like lighter skinned women because they're more feminine. You dark skinned women are ghetto, loud, aggressive, and masculine. There comes the problem. There where the problem comes in at. Like, to me, it's just a petty argument, okay? In the black community, there are going to be some black males, even though I don't date black males, I don't desire them at all. But I'm just stating the facts. In the black community, there are going to be some black males that prefer darker skinned women, some that prefer lighter skinned women, and vice versa. There's going to be some dark skinned women in the black community that prefer light skinned men or light brown black males. Okay? And light skinned men, a lot of them going to prefer a darker woman or a dark brown or brown skinned woman. So I don't understand why we be going back and forth with this. It's so petty. But to say the white man only dates dark skinned black women because he fetishizes them, that's a bullshit, and that's a lie. In the black community, dark skin may not be looked at as exotical, but when it comes to these other races of men, dark skin is exotic. Brown skin is exotic. Even light skin black women is exotic to these non-black men. Okay? So there is a desire for black women, and it has nothing to do with being fetishized. But being fetishized is just like desiring something or preferring something. People have made the word fetishizing so seem like it's such a bad word, but it's really not. Okay? It's not that bad. But I understand if people fetishize you in a negative way and they don't really value you for who you are, I get it. But that's just not the case for most non-black men. They like black women because they like something different. They want something different. They find beauty in our dark skin. They find beauty in our hair texture. Okay, this is not the slavery days anymore. So if white men did not want to be seen with black women, do not want to sleep with black women, have children with them, get engaged with them, date them, or marry them, they would not be doing it. Okay, the white men, the white men and the non-black men that date black women, they do it because that's what they want. They're not really, they're not really that attracted to Becky, to white women. I'm not saying that's not the case. Some of them, they don't have problems with dating women outside of their race. Some white guys are open like that. A lot of them are not. A lot of white men are still stuck, still want to be with white women, and vice versa with every race. But just because a white man is with a black woman does not mean he's fetishizing her. He's there because he want to be there. He finds her attractive. He wants to be there. He wants to get to know her. All right. Especially if he made a commitment to her, committed to her in a relationship, got engaged and got married. He doesn't have a problem with this black woman. So I don't understand why black people always got to make it out to be some slavery bullshit, or the white man can never find black women valuable. They can never find black women beautiful. And I just think that's a bunch of bull. It's a bunch of bull. They date all skin tones of black women. But I do see white men a lot with dark skinned black women. Dark brown or brown. Okay. I see this a lot when you go on TikTok or when you're out in public. Social media, YouTube, usually it's a darker skinned black woman. Because I feel like if white men, if they're gonna take the chance, if they're gonna just step out of the box and do something different, and if they want to really get to know a black woman and they find her attractive, they're gonna do it. Okay? They don't care what other people think. And usually when they want a black woman, they want a real black woman. They don't want something that's watered down. Not saying that they won't get with biracial women, but a lot of times they want the real deal. They want blackity black, you know what I'm saying? They want from the motherland. This is what they want. If they're gonna date out of their race, they rather get the real thing, not some copycat or somebody that's kind of like watered down a little bit. It's just not the case. I've gotten so many compliments from white men. Okay, and I'm dark skinned. I don't have a problem attracting non-black men, and a lot of dark skinned women don't either. A lot of black women don't have that problem. Period. It's just that when it comes to the black community wants you to be all this and all that. You got to live up to the black community beauty standards. Like in the black community, you got to have a big old butt. And if you don't have a big old butt, they will taunt you and they will talk about you and tease you because, like they say, you got a flat ass. Now, when you step out and you go into other races, you start dating other races of men, you realize that that's not their beauty standard. Okay? They like it all. Some white men like an ass. There's some white men that like ass. Okay? Some white men like big breasts. Some of them like that. Fortunately, I got both. Big breasts and a nice ass. So, and my stomach is not big, okay, at all. I am not no big woman. But there's some non-black men that prefer women that are plus size, just like with black males. See, black men, there's a lot of black men that prefer plus size women. And that's why I think a lot of black women stay with black men because they know black men will accept them and they like them chunky like that and they will just accept them how they are. So they just stay at home. They just stay with the black male. That's why a lot of these unattractive, plus size, overweight white women are getting with black men because black men typically like plus size women. They love BBWs. Don't let nobody tell you that they don't. Okay? Black men have encouraged black women to get thick, to, eat that food so they can gain that weight, so they can have them thick thighs and them big old ass. And then now these black men are talking about, oh no, you guys are too big. You're overweight. We don't want to be seen with you. We don't want to marry you because you're overweight and you're a bunch of weave heads. From my experience, yeah, non-black men, they do. This is from my experience now. I'm not speaking for all of them. A lot of them do like black women to be natural. If you're not rocking your real hair, they rather you rock some like a weave or a lace front, like similar to the texture of black women. And I noticed that a lot of white guys love those braids. They don't care how you get the braids done, whether you get them cornrow, whether you get them micro, kinky twist. They don't care. They love the braids on black women. Okay. And some of them really don't have a problem with lace fronts and extensions. They don't. Like my man, he doesn't have a problem with it, but he does prefer my natural hair or braids. He do prefer braids or some type of lace front or some type of ponytail that is like the texture of my real hair. Okay, my real hair is curly and wavy. So even when I perm my hair, I cannot get it completely straight. I don't know why, but my hair is never completely straight. It's always curly and wavy. But I don't get it. Black men need to stop pushing out that lie that the only reason why white men are getting with all these dark-skinned black women is because he's fetishizing us and he just wants to pump and dump us. No, he doesn't have to get with us if he doesn't want to. If he's racist, if it's a racist non-black man, he's not going to get with a black woman. Okay, he's just not going to get with her. I just don't believe that racist non-black men are getting with black women. I just don't believe it. These non-black men, these white men, they're getting with black women because black women are exotic to them. Dark skin, darker complexion is exotic to them. Our hair texture is different. I've heard a lot of them say they like our lips. Our lips are big and they're soft. I've heard them even say that they like the texture how our skin feels. They say our skin is way softer than non-black women. I've heard white men say that black women's skin is way softer than white women's skin. Okay, and I've also heard white men say that black women age very well if they take care of themselves and they work, keep themselves up in shape. They age very well. A lot of times we look way younger than what we really are. I know for me, I look younger than what I really am. Okay, in person, because I sometimes I ask people, I say, how old do you think I am? And every time I ask them, they always say I'm like 6, 7 years younger than I really am. So, and I just go off of that. But like, that's what they find attractive. They like black women's personality. Another thing I've heard from non-black men, they like that black women are go-getters. They like that we are about our business, that we're opinionated, that we don't beat around the bush like white women and non-black women do, trying to be so docile and feminine. They like that we speak our minds, not in a rude way, but they like that we're assertive. Like they don't have to keep trying to figure out what we're talking about or how we feel. Because black women are going to let you know if they're happy or if they're not. Okay? They like that we're go-getters. They like that we're about our business. We're about our coins. Um, they just like that. And I've heard a lot of them say they like that we're family oriented. And that's the truth. I think a lot of black women is, family oriented, especially those of us that have been raised in the South. But I'm not saying other places too. But some of us have been raised to be very traditional. I know I have. And that's what I like. I like a man that's traditional. A man that knows he has to pay the bills, that he has to keep up the maintenance on the cars. And long as he take care of home, he take care of his woman, he supplies what she needs, then she will return it back. She will submit and return it back to him. He paid the bills, you keep up the house. Okay, you keep the house up, you keep everything in order with the house, you keep them happy when it comes to the bedroom, and that's pretty much how traditional relationships operate. Okay, you can be a stay-home woman if you want, but white men don't care if you want to stay home or you're not. My man wanted me to stay home, but I told him I'm used to getting my own coins. I'll take a break whenever I feel like, but I can't stay home for too long. Like with the COVID pandemic hit, I sat home for a whole year. And I was like, nah, I got to get about this house. I got to do something productive. I got to exercise. I got to move around. I got to do something. I got to meet people, I gotta talk to people that's not just my man. Okay. So that's why I do what I do. But most white men, they're traditional. Regardless if you work or not, they still will pay the bills. I know mines do. Regardless if I work, he still puts the gas in my car. Okay, matter of fact, the beginning of last year, he bought me a new car. Okay, and I already have my other car. So I have two cars. But this new car that he got me is way more fancier. It's a drop top. It's just like me. It represents me. And he did that for me. I didn't have to ask him for that. He did something to put a smile on my face. He knew I wanted this car and he got it. So that's pretty much what I got to say. Black men out here always trying to speak for the white man. You don't know what the fuck he wants. Okay? You don't know what he wants. You don't know what he's like in the bedroom. You don't know what black women and white men have conversations about, or a black woman with non-black men. You don't know. You don't know. You're just speculating. You do not know what goes on between black women and white men. Okay? You definitely don't know what's going on in the bedroom. Okay? All right? You don't. So that's all I have to say about that. Do not let this black community try to shame you for having a preference for non-black men. It's not that you hate black men because they dark skinned. You may not find them attractive. You don't like their attitude. All right. You don't like what they bring to society. You don't like how they treat women. Okay. A lot of black men are bums. They want to leech off of you. They want to drive your car. They want to stay up in your home, in your apartment. Don't want to pay no bills. They want to be taken care of like a child. And like some of us, we're too old to be putting up with that shit. So I like it on this side of town. I like it on the other side. For me, I would never go back to dating black men, ever. I'm having too much fun over here. And even if my relationship was not to work out, I still will not go back to black men. Ever. Ever, ever. I can get so much more on this side of the track than being in the black community. And I love it. I like to be treated like a queen. Okay, I like to be pampered, wine and dine, and in the bedroom, I like to be tore up, tore down, and fucked. Okay, throw me around, pull my hair. All right, I like things like that. But outside of the bedroom, I like to be pampered. I like to be wine and dine. I like to be taken care of. I like gifts and different things like that. So that's why I can't deal with the black male. The black male does not understand. And I believe that's why a lot of black women date interracial. He just doesn't have what we need. He can't do it. And we're tired of playing around with kids. And I'm just not attracted to them, period. And it has a lot to do with their personality, their mindset, and their mentality. But being dark skinned, that's not the reason why nobody don't like your ass. You just a hateful group of damn males. And you have no respect for any damn body at the end of the day. And that's all I have to say. Like, share, and subscribe. Because I know last time, my last video I went live, the audio was going in and out. So I'm going to start like pre-recording my videos and then premiering them. Because I need to make sure that my audio is good before I put a video up. Because some people will come in my chat and they will listen throughout the whole live and they will not tell me that the audio is messing up or the audio is going in and out. And all they have to do is type it in the chat. You know, I'll be looking at the chat. And then I will check it out and see what's wrong with making my audio mess up, because you know StreamYard be tripping really, really bad. Okay? So I'm going to start pre-recording my videos, then premiering them as a live, because I need to make sure my audio is good. Because whenever I make a video, I want people to hear what I got to say. I don't want them to struggle to understand what I'm talking about. In my last video with Asian Manir, it was going in and out and nobody said anything about the sound until the end. So this is how I'm going to do my videos, because I want to make sure my videos are being heard. But guys, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on Friday, because I'm going to do these like once a week or twice a week. And Friday is going to be the date that I go live, or Thursday is going to be the date I go live every week. So I'll talk to you girls later. Take care. Stay safe. Bye-bye now.